It's okay.
I am not sure what happened, but we are back. Pastor Ivan was going to give us a little teaching moment on legacy.
The
So I'm going
Lord
to
is
let him
good.
have the full reign, and he's going to give us some wisdom and knowledge about legacy.
I want you to stay on because I
Okay.
like the audience. So we're gonna
Yeah,
talk.
I'm switching devices. So I'm gonna pop back in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
We kind of went off. So I'm gonna read the scripture again. Psalm 78:4. It says, "We will not hide from them. We will not hide them from their children. We will tell the next generation the praiseworthy deeds of the Lord, his powers, and the wonders he has done." To give you context, this man Asaph is basically retelling the story of the Israelites leaving Egypt all the way up to David's reign. We're gonna talk a little bit about David, and then we're gonna jump over to Abraham real quick. David, in a sense, has a great lineage, a great legacy. Most people know David for his personal legacy, but not many people really dive deep into David's genealogy. Little do people know that Jesus is a part of David's lineage. It's by marriage, but he's still in there. So don't play with David, okay? Don't play with my man name. In Proverbs 22:6, it says, "Train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn away from it." Ephesians 6:4, it says, "Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and the instruction of the Lord." Why do I mention that? David, although he has this great lineage that Jesus is in,
Mm.
critical that people understand your lineage and where you
Go
come from.
off. Go
And where
off.
you come from, because even if you may start from the bottom, your name may still be at the top.
Mm.
Just check it. Jesus is sub- not supposed to be. Jesus is Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
flat out. Jesus, as a baby, is being hunted down by a king.
Mm.
Isn't it insane or crazy that his ancestors, who are royalty, now on the flip side, the royalty is now being hunted.
Mm. Mm.
He comes into a realm, into the earth, already being hunted for his legacy.
Mm.
They are talking about his legacy of a savior before he even comes. So by the time he gets there, he has a bigger legacy to the point the king is saying he must die.
Mm.
Your legacy is important. You got to understand. The ancestry of David is mentioned for Jesus, but it's not clear.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph is the clear pointer of why Jesus is a descendant of David. Through the marriage of Joseph and Mary, you get Jesus. David being in that same lineage, David, Jesus come from the same line. But that's not who I wanted to focus on. We're gonna jump over to Abraham.
Work the text.
We're gonna jump over to Abraham. Abraham,
Mm.
we all know Abraham. Abraham started off as Abram,
Mm-hmm.
which originally means father is exalted.
Okay.
His name is changed to Abraham, which means father of multitude.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why would God allow him to change his name in the Bible if it didn't have meaning to his legacy? Because when our parents name us, they
Mm-hmm.
name us to stay in the legacy.
Legacy. Right.
I hope you listening to what I'm saying.
Right.
Abraham changes his name from Abram to Abraham. When God initiates this covenant in Genesis 17, I'm gonna throw a little context out there. God promises Abraham that he would be the father of many people.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham is more concerned about his biological child.
Mm.
Abraham and Sarah are so concerned about the biological child that Abraham goes and has a child with his maid.
Mm.
The child that Abraham has with the maid is outside of the legacy and the will of God. We don't hear much about
We
Ishmael,
don't. We
but we
don't.
hear a lot
We
about
really
Isaac.
don't. Right. Right. Tell us. Press
Isaac was
the
the
text,
one.
sir.
Isaac was the one that almost got killed.
Hmm.
Why? Why would you? Why would you give me another son if I already had one?
Right.
Abraham and Sarah, you did it outside of my will. But here's where the legacy part kicks in, because a lot of people didn't understand where God was trying to get Abraham.
Hmm.
You want one legacy, but your legacy should be far greater.
Mm.
Abraham was worried about one son when God was trying to give him more than sons and daughters.
Father of many nations.
The
Wow.
father of many nations.
Wow.
He didn't want to give you children, he wanted to give you nations.
Hmm. Hmm.
So sometimes if we don't understand our legacy, we may miss
Ha!
the moment of how big our legacy
Sir!
is supposed to be.
How you gonna come on my platform and
Look,
preach?
look,
Go
let me tell you
ahead.
something. Watch this. However, the promise was not the offspring of the union.
Hmm.
It was never about Isaac. It wasn't about Ishmael.
Hmm.
It was about God promising, fulfilling a promise he made to Abraham to tell him, again, I will make you the father of many people,
Mm.
not children.
Wow.
In every scripture form that you look, he never is singular. It's
Hmm.
always magnetized.
Hmm.
So when he says Abraham, he is truly calling on the father of nations.
Hmm.
Abraham wasn't even thinking about the long lasting legacy of being the father of nations to now, when we sit down, we have to look at Abraham as a father who
As the
has a
beginning. Wow.
legacy
Hmm.
way bigger than him.
Hmm. Hmm.
Father of Abraham has many
Many
sons,
sons.
and many
Many
sons
sons
have
have
Father Abraham.
Abraham. I
I
am one
am
of
one
them.
of them, and so are you.
Wow.
So let's just praise the
Lord.
yeah.
So with that, and to that point, Ivan, Pastor Ivan, excuse me, with so and it's just and it you that's really a perfect text to go from, because when thinking about legacy, like literally your life, my life even, because a lot of people know, like before I came to Clark Atlanta, before I, before I
You
became who I
building
am today.
first off, stop. Let me do that. You building your own legacy.
Right.
Okay. Let me tell you something. And this is what I was gonna tell you, and I told you I was gonna wait.
Hmm.
That is my entire mission
Hmm.
as fame, is to inspire a child, a teenager at the age of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, to where, like you, I can walk into a college knowing already I'm established.
Hmm.
You need me really more than I need you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I am a statistic,
Hmm.
but if I come in with my own, I am a brand.
Exact.
The
Exact.
difference that I want to make in the culture is not to grow kids that's cool and we
Hmm.
we all know what we're doing. I want to build a successful network of faith-driven millennials that will conquer the world.
It's nuts.
It sounds nuts, but when I look at what God has done in
Hmm.
the word and what he continues to do every day, it's not even far off to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was sitting um
Mm.
right before COVID happened. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, God is we had these moments where I just be like, yo, what is wrong with you? Like, why you do that to me? Right before COVID hit, I'm
Mhm.
at the rodeo. I literally went to the rodeo the last day it was open.
Mm.
I go to the Chance the Rapper concert, and I'm sitting in this concert, and he has everybody turns on his light, their phone light to NRG, and
Mhm.
he turns off all the stage lights. I'm sitting in this arena, and I'm looking at all of these lights, and I said, "Wow, this is crazy." I said, God, why can't we do this?
Mm.
Why
Mm.
can't we do this? What who made this too big for you?
Yeah.
If anything, we should be able to do it outside because we can't hold you in the building.
Right.
Outside, I'm at Travis Scott's concert when he does Astroworld the first time outside Energy Park. I'm there. I'm in the middle. I'm not,
You washing it up.
I was in it. God is so crazy because I'm in the middle of this concert that has nothing to do with God.
Hmm.
And I have a moment. Boom. I look up. There's helicopters swirling. There's people on poles, like going crazy.
Hmm.
And again, the question arises, God, why is it not your platform?
Mm.
Why is it not this big for you? And I'm looking and I'm saying, he got the whole world attention. And he not even giving them nothing.
Yeah.
But you offer a life longevity thing.
Hmm.
You don't want to pack out an arena? If you don't want it for you, I want it for you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've watched my grandfather say bold things to God, so I wasn't hesitant to say it.
Yeah.
If I can sit in this stadium with all of these lights,
Hmm.
why do I just see lights and not the people? And
Mm.
this is remember we had that conversation?
Yeah.
Church is
Yeah.
going into a whole new direction.
Mm.
He showed me, watch the conversation. We have quick conversations.
Hmm.
If I do it in this stadium, do I really need all the people? Or are they just fillers to the space I want to be in?
Mm.
The lights are implementations of cameras
Hmm.
because people may not always be in front of you,
Hmm.
which is crazy because now everything that we're doing is virtual.
Right. Right. And
I'm
let's take a pause there because in the midst of this pandemic, and we kind of had this conversation also, because church, many conversations that I'm having with one of my mentors, Pastor Dr. Wandolyn Stokes, and just
shout
other
out to Miss
ministers and
Stokes.
things like that. Huh?
I was just saying shout out to Miss Stokes. We got
Yeah.
love.
So a lot of conversations about just the area of church and where we're going and who we are and just how things are shifting. And it's just like understanding the fact that we will never be in the same like zone at like that we have been in with church is like really freaking me out, Ivan,
It
because
it was a thing for
it's
me
so
too.
comfortable. It's
It
like,
was
man,
it was a
you
thing for
know,
me too. No, I'm for real. It was like
like,
it was a legit thing for me
and then
because
you, because you've been pastoring through this pandemic.
you see
So tell us more about that. Like,
the crazy part was, and
crazy.
see, before this had from January in December,
Hmm.
Pastor Khalees was here and he made his transition to New Birth. And,
Hmm.
that was really grand. We did that really big.
Yeah.
Um, when he transitioned to New Birth, right at the start of the year, I had started doing all of our Sunday services. First and third Sunday,
Hmm.
I was doing our services.
Really?
The first Sunday that we had back, I had totally changed. Not everything, but I changed a
Hmm.
lot of things.
Hmm.
I had officially brought in the camera crew. I was getting new lights. I was readjusting the room, and I kind of just told them like, look, this first week it's gonna look like this, but by week three, like, ain't none of this gonna.
We're on it.
And
Mm.
so my my thing to them was, although he may be leaving and elevating to a different space,
Right.
we're not gonna go behind because of that. Matter of fact,
Right.
if you want me to be real,
Hmm.
we finna jump to another stratosphere.
Mm.
And when I told them that, they was like, "Are you crazy?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm teaching my first lesson, and they're starting to see it. And my volunteers are wondering why I'm starting this process."
Mm.
Telling them, I'm like, "Yo, everything that they do is virtual.
So
And
you were ahead of the curve.
I was already shifting that way.
Ahead of the curve. And that's such a blessing because
But
there
before that,
are pastors to like, I mean, not now because we're in September. Hopefully they've caught on by
they
now.
caught up.
But at the beginning of the
They
pandemic,
was
I
not
spoke
trying to do
to
it.
one of my clients is a pastor, and he was saying, Janessa, I'm gonna need your help. Like, I'm gonna have to pay you a little bit more because I don't know how to do this social media thing. And I'm just like, bro,
Nah.
this is an issue, but it's such a blessing because I was able to like teach him and tell him how to do
It
things. But
was
it's like it's so nuts.
it happened so
It
fast.
happened so fast. It really did.
Great. Really, what got me prepared for it
So
was the
crazy.
beginning of the year.
Hmm.
The apostle, I'm trying to that man,
Yeah.
bro. The apostle is standing. We have our New Year's service. He's standing
Yeah.
at New Year's service, and he said, "In this next year, technology will be used in the church in a way like never before."
Bro.
I'm as soon as he said it, me already knowing
You
what I
was
had planning,
mhm.
I'm like, God, you crazy.
Mm.
COVID, March.
And it hit hard.
Mind you, right before COVID happened, I was finna get ordained. I was
Mm.
officially about to change the name of the youth ministry because it
Mhm,
was our
mhm.
life, which is the circle R that you
Yeah.
see on the
Mhm,
video. It was our life then. I was about to change it to fame, which is what it is now. And I was really like getting in the groove. Like I was finna change our room design even more. Like I was finna build a new set. I was finna teach from no podium. Like I was finna go bonkers. Like
mm,
I was gonna go from 3 to 1,000, like
mm.
overnight.
Yeah.
COVID hit and everything kind of went into a frazzle. And
Mm,
my mom kind of sat us down and she was like, I don't really know as a boss, as a leader, like she was like, I don't know how long this is gonna last, but my challenge to you as a staff
mhm.
is to be as effective as you can.
Right. Right.
Well, with me, I feel like I'm most effective sitting in front of my students
Mhm.
because I talk to them. I
Right.
don't
You're able to connect
I
and
don't talk
vibe.
down
Yeah.
to them. I don't condemn them. We have conversations and I
Mhm,
build them to where I want them to go.
mhm,
If I talk to you like this and I can conversate with you, I can get the wheels turning in your mind.
mhm,
I may not fully get you to commit to faith right then and there,
mhm,
but the process has started. If I start the process, I know God will finish it.
mhm,
That's my job. I'm just supposed to start your wheels right now.
mhm,
Every teenager needs their wheels turned.
mhm.
I'm like they 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 training wheels on a teenage bike.
Wow.
I'm just helping you get your balance again.
Mhm,
You master being a kid. Now you gotta get this life right. There are
mhm.
things that they want. There were things that I wanted to do for them, but since COVID hit, I had to adjust.
Yeah.
Teaching in the pandemic has taught me how to be more appealing to an adult.
Mm, mhm, mhm.
What would have taken me a sit down, a pamphlet, some emails, a bunch of flyers,
Yeah.
a bunch of calls. What would have took me all of that?
Mhm.
I've been doing every Wednesday for the past 6 months.
Nuts.
So
Wow.
I get up and I teach. And it was crazy because I was really teaching for the students. Like I was creating these topics and these lessons for the students. But
Mhm.
I did a Zoom call with them and they was like, yeah, we're not even watching that, bro. And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
And you
series
have
am I in? That
yeah,
was
you're having to repackage the
yeah.
same product, just repackage it.
Well, and I knew why. So when I asked him, it was like, bro, we had everything on our own. Like now you want us to sit with them on a Wednesday for 10 minutes. Like
Mm.
stop.
Mhm.
It's not even the same.
Yeah.
I was teaching them worship. Like right before COVID hit, I had taught them how to intensely start worshiping. Like
Mm.
my last service was so bonkers. Like if I played the video that's on my computer right now, you would be like, no way. I had them worshiping an hour after service. I couldn't even send them home. Their parents were standing at the door waiting on them to come out of worship. They wouldn't.
Mm.
Their parents was coming to grab them like, okay, we gotta go.
Wow.
I had them stuck to the point where I
It's
told I
amazing.
told my volunteers, I said, don't let any parent tell you to come get their child. They need to come in here and get their child themselves. I want them as parents to
To
see their
see.
kid do this.
Mm-hmm.
When a parent walked in the room and the children start opening their eyes, I'm on the mic. Look, see what you don't know is this is already in your kid.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta learn how to tap into it the right way.
Mm.
As a child,
Mm-hmm.
your parents are pestering you to do this one thing that you just sat here and you
Right.
did. They just wanted to know you knew how to do it.
Mm.
I just cleared your hard work. So can you be open? So now can you be open at home with God and become.
Right. Mm.
I'm intentionally teaching them to worship so you don't have to worship with me no more.
Mm-hmm.
It was intentional for God to put that worship thing on me at that point because as soon as literally as soon as Sunday ended, COVID happened.
Wow.
I
Wow.
sent a text message out to all of them because I have a bunch of them in a group thread.
Mm-hmm.
I said, your worship in this time will be your most critical. What? So I retyped it because I was like, I'd be typing fast.
Mm-hmm.
I said, in this time, your worship will show you where you will come out after this season. Just,
Mm.
just, just sitting here, I'm getting chills because I start to think about my students
Yeah.
and what happened since COVID. Nothing has slowed down for my children. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. I
Wow.
had a kid literally a week ago just signed his full ride scholarship to Harvard, D1.
What?
Again, I'm not playing. I'm not kidding.
Mm.
I had another kid who was struggling at home, really trying to get it together. In college right now, got his own apartment in school.
Mm.
You know, you can't tell me what God can do.
Mm.
When I look at these students, I had a girl really kind of just out there, doing her own thing, wanted to be in the
Mm-hmm.
street, wanted to do whatever she wanted to do.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with her and I told her, I said, if you just find out in that video, I told it to her first. I said, if you find out why he's so good to you,
Mm.
you'll never, you'll never go back.
Wow.
She switches her life around for a month. She didn't have the grades, didn't even
Mm.
have the attendance at
Mm-hmm.
school.
Mm-hmm.
She gets a D1 offer from a all girls school, Christian girls school. No grades, no attendance, no nothing.
What?
Turns around, she takes the ASVAB for the military.
Mm-hmm.
They ask her to join every branch. Don't tell me what God can do. I don't listen. I don't listen to people. I
Mm-hmm.
don't listen to the world. It's cool. I watch them, but I don't listen to them. I,
Mm-hmm.
I love people, but when it comes down to this faith and this legacy and how I show them what it is to change the culture, I'm very serious about it.
Mm-hmm. And just to segue, because I was going to ask you a few questions about culture and what you're doing. You've actually already answered them. So actually, while I'm talking, I want you to get a video. I want to see a little bit of that video. So if you could, I know you
Hold
got
on,
to
man.
probably
I
click
got
out.
you. My Instagram is about to close off, so I'm gonna end this and
Okay.
I'll come back.
Yeah, so in the midst of me talking, you can go ahead and like pull up a clip and then you can share your screen and then I want to show a little bit of that video. But in the meantime, I just want to really pinpoint on your life, Ivan, because and this is nothing, nothing about to be prideful about, but I just really believe in enlightening people's story. The reason why I
Mhm.
started so I've had a media company since I was 16, but the reason why I started this branch of Lumj TV was because I wanted to bring people out of like the grind, the everyday grind, because you grind, you work hard every single day. And it's not too many times that people just ask you, okay, how are you doing? Especially as a pastor. I'm not saying people don't ask you, but you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
It's a
No, I
work
got
of service. So it's not too many times that you get a chance to sit back and allow other people to hear your story, because all they're seeing right now is that you're moving and shaking. They see that you are revamping ministry. They see that you're doing all these amazing things, to the point that they don't understand what it took for you to get to where you are right now. So I really wanted the viewers and people that are here, people that will watch this in the future, to really understand that in order for God to really move in your life, you have got to identify your purpose, first of all. Secondly, once you've identified your purpose, tap into your legacy. And
Absolutely.
you may not have a big earthly legacy, but I'm talking about that God legacy, because God told Abraham, and thank you so much for
Hey,
bringing that point up, Pastor
just
Ivan.
to kind of piggyback on what you're saying,
Yeah, go
the
ahead, go ahead.
one of the biggest things I see that
Mhm.
is really hurting our generation and our culture is the
Mhm.
failure to listen.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's okay to just listen.
Mhm.
You may actually be right.
Mhm.
You may be right, but there is a time and a place
Yeah.
to listen. And
Wow.
when we learn as a generation how to
Mhm.
listen,
Mhm.
you listen to music, you listen to podcasts, you listen to TV, you listen to all these other things. But the listening I'm talking about is that
Yeah.
solid voice that you constantly hear, but you question.
Mm. Wow.
I
Mhm.
don't think I should, but I know I should. That
Mhm.
if you would just follow that one and
Wow.
start thinking your way out of things,
Mhm.
will win.
Mm.
I think this is the
To
video.
go into a time of
All right, yeah, I got it.
Okay. So before we switch to that, going back to the scripture where God told Abraham that he would be the father of many nations. A lot of times we don't understand the magnitude of who we are and what we're doing, because again, we're in the grind. We're going to school, we're going to work, we're starting businesses, we're
Absolutely.
starting t-shirt lines, we're doing all these different things, to the point where we don't get a chance to really sit in who we are. So that's one of the things that I personally have been purposed to do with all the things that I am and all the things that I do. I purposely like to pull people out of their comfort zone and get their story. So, Ivan, before we switch to the video, I just want to say thank you for joining us. I am going to talk to you a little bit more after you show the video, but I just want to see that experience that you were
So
talking.
happy to be.
Yeah, this was so
Let me,
dope. So, yeah, if you just click share screen,
let me see. All right. Let me
you
click
will
it.
be able to do
Share
that.
screen. Let me get y'all this one right here. I'm gonna share that one with y'all. Is it full screen? Let me see how it's coming up. All right, there we go. Is it full screen?
Yep.
All right.
worship, because I want you guys to start understanding and really getting the worship
It says you have to
component
click
to your life.
Oh,
exit to full screen. Yeah.
see it. All right, y'all can see it. I got you. All right.
To go into worship, because you guys to start understanding and really getting this worship component to your life. Stand up. I want everybody to close their eyes. And I want everybody to start talking to God. Don't worry about your friends. Don't worry about nobody. I also want you to take it serious, because it is different for you to do this for yourself rather than your parents just to do it for you. A lot of you guys have dreams and goals and things you're trying to pursue and things you want to do. This is the way you accomplish them and begin to accomplish them in these moments. But I want you guys to start taking this moment serious, because of the lasting effect that it will have on you.
That was the teaching moment. Let me see if I can get there. This is the part y'all seen.
Never would have made it without you. Worship is not just a time for you to cry inside. It's a time for you to get a connection with God. So now that there's no disconnect. There's nothing that we can't talk about. If you old enough to pick out your own clothes, you old enough to go get worship. You old enough to get a relationship with God on your own. It shouldn't matter the song, the person, the note, the video. It shouldn't matter. It's got to be beyond you and your friends. It's got to be beyond your parents. You have to change your level of expectancy. But in order to change your level of expectancy, you have to change what you're doing. If you just find out why he's so great to you, everything else will fall in line. But it takes you making a step, a conscious step, to choose to worship.
Well, that's that's what the kid got. I have some pictures. Um, actually, let me see. Let me pull this picture up. I'm gonna show y'all this picture because it was so it was so thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like we couldn't get it on film. Like my videographer stopped. Like
Really?
it was, it was, it was crazy.
Mm.
I'm gonna share my screen again. I'm gonna, I'm gonna let y'all see this these pictures real quick. Let me see. Is that me?
I'm not
So
sure what that was.
I think that was off. off.
Can you
So
hear?
can they see my? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you see my screen?
Okay. Hello?
I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on. Why it is.
If you got it on two devices, mute one.
Yeah, it's I don't know why it's doing that.
It's okay. I got you. Um, let me show them these pictures real quick, and then I got you. So can they see this? Oh, they can see my picture. Okay. So this was at the North location. Oh, this not a joke. We don't play games. It's at the North. Okay. This is the North location. Mind you, I told you they was in worship for hours. Let me show you. Let me go back. Y'all kind of all in my stuff right now. All in my stuff right now. No, I'm playing. Look, this is the South location. Thick. They be dancing. This is the culture that I'm creating in church. This is what I was doing. So when COVID hit, I almost cried. They get up and create their own dances. Look. Let me go down. Let me go further down so you can see these. Look at this. These were the moments that I was creating, that God is sitting and resting on these children in videos. Can you see that TV right there? I'm playing them videos and they going hard in worship. No live music, no nothing. They going hard. Look at this.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I got you.
Yeah, these students are hungry. Like that's the thing. Like culture in this time, in this day and age, is so important. So the fact that you are doing this is amazing, you know?
We was in. So I had went from this point of really being intent with them and
Mm-hmm.
being in having these intense moments to not having it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of hit me for a second
Really?
because I was on that journey and I kind of was like, God, like, why would you do this to me? Like in the middle of what you seen about to happen.
Right.
But you, as a Christian, as a believer, my grandfather has this statement, and I'm like this close to getting it tattooed on me. He says every delay is in my favor.
Mm. Wow.
It takes a real believer and a real person who is intentional with their faith
Mm-hmm.
to understand and trust what that statement means.
Mm-hmm.
I, at the age of 21, 22, had to trust everything that I was going to start teaching it.
Mm.
I When I started teaching them, I wasn't giving as much as I should have. I wasn't even giving how I was supposed to. It was taking effect when I began to show at the level that I am called to.
Wow.
My expectancy and what I was blessed with
Mm-hmm.
all changed. As I began to show more, my children's lives started to change.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It got intentional for me to start doing what I was teaching them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I sit and I look at the legacy of my grandfather and my mother, I don't have a legacy like that.
But you're creating one.
I'm creating a story to where when people look not even at us, but at the God in this family,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yo, y'all tripping.
Wow.
When I watch Apostle master being a pastor, a bishop, from the time I'm 10 till the time I'm 13, and he had already been teaching almost 30 plus years before that,
Right.
to him making a God decision when nobody else would even think to
Mm-hmm.
appoint his daughter as senior pastor of his church.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with him. He not in bad health. He was listening to God.
Mm.
I then began to wonder, like, is my mom ready?
Mm.
Watch God even go into her situations
Mm-hmm.
and watch him put his hand on her
Wow.
and watch how she's even matured and grown as a mother and as a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
being her employee and her son. I'm watching her create another side to her story that I know is going to be key for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I look at the legacy that's already been placed before me, it's not to say I can't live in those footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not walking in their footsteps. I'm not challenging them. I'm not fighting for a spot for the top Christian in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I want God to understand that I am here for his vision.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, if it wasn't but one team,
Mm.
all I care about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this last story, and then I know we both gotta go. I'm gonna tell you how it all started.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Atlanta, and I was driving home on the way from culinary school,
Mm-hmm.
pouring down raining, and you know where Top Golf is.
Yeah.
I stayed over there.
Marion, over near Marion.
I, I stayed literally in Apex Apartments right there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like yes, like I know that's my area.
Mm-hmm. That's my area.
You feel me? I'm partly from Atlanta because I've been there. You see me hang time and everything. I'm driving home. It's pouring
Mm-hmm.
rain. I see a girl who looked like she about maybe 13, 14, and a
Mm-hmm.
little boy on the side of the road with a suitcase in the rain. Everything in me is like, you know how when you see something, you don't believe it?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking like, okay, where the parents at? Like, where they in the rain, bro? Like,
Yeah.
who? What's going on?
Right. Right.
I go through the light. I'm like, shh, it ain't really got nothing to do with me. I'm finna go home. Maybe I'm tripping. I get to the next light, and I don't even know why, but I started crying.
Mm.
And I closed my eyes. The first person I saw was my little brother.
Mm.
And
Wow.
I tell you, I turned that car around so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I picked them up, went and got them something to eat. Mind you, I'm on a college budget, so I really
Right.
don't have money to do what I'm doing.
Right.
But I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna get him what I got and then ask for it later from my people. Like
Mhm.
I went and got them a little place at a motel I paid for. I think I paid for it for like 3 or 4 nights.
Mhm.
Let them stay there. I got them some food, took them out to eat, and I just asked them like, what happened? Mother, they were staying with their grandmother. Their father was in jail, got killed in jail, and then
Mm.
my mother got killed in a drive-by.
Wow.
They went to school, came home, eviction notice on the door, and never got.
Mhm.
And I remember the girl telling me, I just didn't know what to do.
Mm.
I don't know what I'm gonna do for my little brother. Again, another moment where I have to think about my little brother. And I even now, like I get emotional about it because it's so there with me.
Yeah.
And she said, with everything else that's going on, I just want to go to school because I know that's the only way I can make it out.
Mhm. Mm.
I broke. I broke. Like I was done. And me and the girl still have a very good relationship. We talk from time to time. She actually graduated from Spelman, top of the class.
Are you serious?
She um she actually just got a job in California. So
That is nuts.
she moved.
Wow.
She moved. She just moved her little brother with her to California. She working for Facebook.
Mhm. That
And
is crazy.
she only like how old is she now? 20? Yeah, she's 20. And
Mm.
it was from that point that I was like, okay. But you remember when I told you I was on the phone with my grandfather and I had that conversation?
Mhm.
It was like, you need
Mhm.
to go to Bible school.
Mhm.
The only reason why I said yes was because I thought about that moment.
Wow.
I know I already said it, but I just want to reiterate it. If you just pay attention to the moments
Mhm.
that he places in front of you, you will understand how they all connect and how he is always amazing. He works in miraculous ways. And even when you think he's forgotten about the minute, the small, the detail that you thought didn't matter, he remembers it, he knows it, and he still is going to get it done. And if you don't take anything I've said tonight to heart, the one thing that you should and need to take to heart is getting Christ in your life. Salvation is the absolute biggest and most important thing that you can do in life with whatever you want. And I want you right now to understand that salvation is a huge part. I want to get you saved. In my church, we don't end nothing without getting anybody saved. And being a part of being a faith aligned millennial, being a part of fame, the leader of fame at this current point, I have to get you saved before I get off this. So right now, I need you to repeat after me. Father, if you would just come into my heart, I receive you as my Lord and Savior. I ask you to come into my heart. Take away the old things. Renew my mind. Renew my heart. Create a love and a peace in me that is everlasting. Let me never forget the love that you have for your children. And Father, I know that without you, I am lost. In Jesus' name, amen. I love you. Janessa, thank you for having me.
This was so dope. We have to do this
Look,
again.
I was just gonna tell you, you can call me anytime. I will, you know, we locked in now. You
I
know,
got you. I
we
got
gonna
you.
talk again for sure.
Yes.
So we talked before this. You
Yes.
know,
So
we
thank
locked
you
in.
everybody for watching. This was an amazing, amazing conversation. And honestly, just the beginning of I really want to keep having these with you because you have so much insight and just so much wisdom for your age. So once
Man,
again,
honestly, I ain't even gonna take credit for that. I be asking questions, and then it's moments like these
yeah.
because let me tell you something.
Hmm.
It's moments like these where God really showed
Hmm.
himself.
Yeah.
I am not seasoned in this game
Hmm.
like most would say, but because of the tutelage and the leadership that I'm under at
Right.
this great house,
Hmm.
being taught faith day in,
Hmm.
day out, my family pushing and driving me, and not even they don't even compartmentalize me. They they tell me how to be the
Right.
best me in the most effective way.
Hmm.
I am so grateful for the family, the love that I have at this church, the faith that I have been taught, the
Hmm.
legacy that has been put in front of me,
Hmm.
the culture that God is allowing me to change. I'm telling you, look, Janessa, if COVID hadn't happened, me and my child would be on the same level. I'm telling you. But look,
Right.
look, here's the kicker.
Hmm.
Watch this. The next generation is about to be the most sold out generation for Christ.
Mm,
We are literally going to shake the world.
mm,
And
mm.
you want to know how I know? Because it is the most critical and thirsty time
It is.
teenagers they have ever had.
Hmm.
It's the only time that they have ever been all alone, and you
Hmm.
can just talk to them. And I'm telling you,
Oh my God.
I'm about to go get 'em. I want you to join in with us. Hey, if you're not a part, I'm gonna make you a part of fame. We got to get you some merch.
Yes, please.
Look, it's up there on my wall. Faith, Align Millennials, everywhere.
Yes.
We in this thing. I'm gonna get you some merch. I gotta shoot somewhere. I love you so much. I'm
Okay.
so
This was
glad
so amazing.
you call me anytime.
I
And you
got
know,
you.
I'm gonna call you. Actually, if you don't call me, I'm gonna call you soon because we
Okay.
still gotta talk, okay?
We do. There's a lot of work to be done. But
And
in
we,
the meantime,
we
Ivan,
definitely need to do this
how
again.
can people that want to get in contact with you connect with you?
Oh,
Instagram,
you
email,
can
all
get
that.
at me on Instagram, Twitter. No, I ain't gonna give you my snap. I'm lying. Facebook. Look, there's a YouTube for Fame. Look, Fame got pages. I'm gonna put. I ain't even got no comments. Fame has a page. At Fame SM on Instagram. It's a period in between each letter of Fame. F.A.M.E.E.SM on Instagram. Fame underscore SM on Twitter. On Instagram for myself, it's just Ivan Hilliard. IVANHILLIARD. Um, on Twitter, I believe it's the same. I think it's Ivan underscore Hilliard.
Okay.
I'm just Ivan Hilliard on Facebook. I ain't nothing fancy.
Okay.
It's Faith Align Millennials on Facebook, and we everywhere. I'm telling you, we coming to take the world by storm. Y'all stop playing
It's
with
gonna
me.
be lit. It's really about to be
Faith
lit.
Align Millennials
It's
everywhere.
about to be lit.
Even if you don't live in Houston and you want to be a part, text FAME to 71441. Janessa, you can do that too, so you can get all the updates.
I got you.
FAME to 71441. I love y'all. My little brother about to go crazy, and I'm finna go be a big brother and go cheer him on. I'm so excited for this game. Look, I thought COVID was gonna hold my little brother back, man. And
Uh-huh.
I'm just glad he playing. So, you know,
Mhm.
we've been praying for this. I'm excited. And this just got me pumped because now this went good. So this was the first part of my nurse today. His game is the second part. So this went
Okay.
amazingly well, and it was God touched and God blessed. So
Yes, God was here.
I know my guy finna go crazy. And
Yeah.
again,
So you go ahead to the game. We will talk. Thank you so much for tuning
thank you
in.
so much for having me.
Please stay tuned. You're welcome. And I will get
I
with
love you,
you. We
girl.
gotta do this again. I love you too. All right. Have a good night.
You too.